This is KGW News at 5.
We are less than a day from the total solar eclipse, and eclipse fever is in full effect tonight. Plus, a shooting and stabbing suspect in Portland didn't get very far after trying to run from police. And wildfires burning across the state, putting a lot of smoke in the air, how it's affecting our air quality here. Then we've got our eye on the roads too, the latest on your traffic conditions. We have live eclipse team coverage across Oregon. Pat Doris is in Salem, Kyle Aboshi is in Madras, Christine Pitawanich on the coast. We're going to check in with them in just a few minutes, but we begin tonight with a bizarre rampage in outer southeast Portland that left 7 people hurt in a car crash, 2 people shot, including a little boy, and another person stabbed, and police say it's all because of the same suspect. KGW's Taylor Vido is live at 154th and Division tonight with the latest. Taylor?
That blue pickup truck down there was where the suspect primarily was. It's easier to just go through all of this, though, in chronological order. So just before 1 o'clock, police say a man stabbed.
Well, I was able to talk with a woman who came upon this crash, and she actually helped out a boy who was shot. Right now, though, I'm going to step to the side so you can take a look at what we're seeing here. In the distance there, you see that bluish, that teal car with the door open. That is what the suspect was driving. He hit another car carrying a family. Now, luckily, no one died. But prior to this, there was a stabbing and a shooting in what sounds like was some kind of family dispute.
Is she okay?
Jaquie McDougal drove up right as the crash happened. She saw a small boy fall out of this car and rushed to help.
I have a daughter, and I just wanted to make sure this little boy was okay.
But as McDougal comforted him, she was left nearly speechless.
And he was like, my brother shot me. And I was like, no, you're okay, And then I looked up his shirt, and sure enough, he had a bullet wound straight through his abdomen.
At that point, bystanders started to antagonize the male suspect, McDougal says. But when police arrived and arrested the man, McDougal received another shock.
He had a gun, fully loaded gun, so he could have did anything he wanted.
According to police, the suspect had stabbed another man earlier in the day down the street on Division. Witnesses identified that stabbing victim as this man in the blue shirt. Now, he spoke to us briefly off camera and said he was stabbed with a pen. Another man here told me that the man knows the suspect. After that stabbing, the suspect came here and apparently shot a female family member before taking off with the brother. Again, both the injuries to the female family member and the brother are not life-threatening. That's something McDougal still can't believe.
This is just the most scary and traumatic thing I've ever went through.
And coming back out here live, Southeast Division is closed for about a block or two around 154th. You can see, of course, still police cars here, crime scene tape here as well. Police say this will all be closed for another hour at the least, if not more. Back to you.
All right, Taylor, thank you. Turning now to Northwest wildfires. Big time smoky skies in Sisters again today from that Millie wildfire. It grew along the east side last night. As of right now, it has burned a little over 8,000 acres. Yesterday, firefighters successfully created a break to protect homes near Wychus Creek. Evacuations, though, still in place. Lightning started it a week ago. Officials working the Whitewater fire say eclipse traffic is making it harder to get their resources there. It's burning in the Mount Jefferson wilderness, about 13 miles east of Detroit. Burned nearly 8,000 acres. Fire crews are spending today strengthening those fire lines. Crews, meanwhile, fighting the wildfire burning near Warm Springs say they had a successful night putting out hot spots. The Nina Springs wildfire is now at 68,000 acres. It is human caused and 40% contained. Officials are flying the fire today to map the perimeter. And these photos are from the Raven Ridge fire. This is near Hagg Lake in Washington County. It's relatively small, just under 7 acres. Fire crews, though, using air tankers dipping into Hagg Lake to drop water on it. And that has officials closing the lake to boaters out of safety concerns. All those fires putting a lot of smoke into the air. Brian Brandon tracking it all for us. How is this affecting the air quality, though, across the state?
Nina, amazingly, the air quality, at least in Portland, is pretty good right now. Most of our big fires are to our east and south, and with northwesterly winds, that's blowing the smoke away. Now, on the southern end of our state, we do have an air quality warning, but otherwise, the air quality is pretty good with that flow pushing the smoke away from us. I think what most people are concerned about, all the high clouds that you saw this afternoon, don't be too worried. That's associated to a weak system that's passing by to our north. So it's going to make for pretty good viewing conditions tomorrow for the eclipse. 79 degrees right now, beautiful summer weather. We're going to get warm tomorrow, about 88 degrees for our high temperature. We'll have much more about what areas will be cloudy and what areas will look great for the eclipse coming up in about 10 minutes.
Lots of people going to stick around for that. Brian, thanks. In Salem, tens of thousands are expected to arrive for the eclipse, and traffic did grow during the day today. KGW's Pat Doris is live above Interstate 5 near Brooks. It's a bit north of Salem. How are we looking down there, Pat?
Well, Nina, it's looking very steady here. The cars coming towards you are southbound from the Portland area. I've been counting them. They're about a car a second, so 3,600 an hour, and it's been going on for a while, so that's why we think that there are a lot of folks coming in. But while it has been growing throughout the afternoon, it does not appear that we're going to get the enormous numbers we once were told. This morning at Bush's Pasture Park in Salem, a group of friends from Puyallup had just arrived.
Well, we actually picked this park because we procrastinated and we didn't get a place to stay.
They'd driven through the night, leaving at 3 a.m. to reach the path of totality.
Landed over here was pretty tired, but I made him stay awake with me. So not a bad trip.
They are some of the dozen campers we found in the park this morning, many like Mac Adamson, pulled by the uniqueness of this solar event.
Came to watch the eclipse, and I thought it was a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Thousands more were expected to arrive throughout the day. With nearly every hotel room sold out in Salem, city leaders decided to open the parks to overnight camping, a rare and much appreciated move.
I can't believe, the open sky and everything around here, which we were hoping because we came from the city.
At Minto Brown Park, we found the Cooney family.
Fresno, California. We're here for the eclipse.
And many more who took advantage of the free stay. As the day wore on, more visitors arrived and began to fill Salem City sidewalks and restaurants. And despite space at Wallace Marine Park and others, some like Justin Hilton plan a late-night trip up to Detroit Lake for the perfect eclipse view.
I do want to be on the water. I want to have my cool, silly-looking glasses and look up into the sky.
Well, we'll see how that works out for him. It is fun seeing all the Washington and California license plates down here, Nina. And if folks are thinking about coming down, I'm glad to tell you that it looks like it's open freeway all the way down. But trip check before you come down. And I'm also running into more and more people who think this might be a little Y2K. Lots of warnings, but not lots of problems. Back to you.
Let's hope it stays that way, Pat. Thank you. In Central Oregon, businesses are hoping to cash in on big crowds as well. Gas stations, grocery stores, they are slammed, and dozens of roadside stands are selling T-shirts and souvenirs. KGW's Kyle Aboshi has been staying in Madras for the past few days. Kyle, those crowds getting even bigger today.
Nina, business is definitely picking up here in Central Oregon. We talked to a lot of vendors on Friday and Saturday, a little concerned the crowds wouldn't materialize, but today you look behind me, you see they're getting their money's worth. Madras has become a boom town.
Our town turned into a tourist town overnight.
As tens of thousands of visitors here for the eclipse stock up on everything from gas to groceries, along with plenty of souvenirs.
Ding, 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 we have a winner.
This woman drove nearly 100 miles from Tigard to sell T-shirts from the trunk of her car, and for her, it's paid off.
As you can see, it's picking up. I'm happy. No complaints here.
Across the street at the Black Bear Diner, a line of hungry customers stretched into the parking lot. So how long have you been waiting for a table?
45 minutes so far.
Along the main drag through Madras, Highway 26, there are dozens of roadside vendors.
We got ice, tamales, Hawaiian food, water bottles, custom apparel.
They're all hoping to cash in on the estimated 100,000 visitors expected here over the weekend.
They want stuff that says Madras on it, is what we're finding though. So, yeah. People are excited to be here.
There are plenty of Eclipse T-shirts and hats for sale, along with bags and bags of ice. One stand even sells hand sanitizer, baby wipes, and condoms.
Definitely just try to think of everything that the stores might run out of and try and capitalize on it.
Many vendors are hopeful sales will continue to grow along with the crowds.
It was slow. We got here on Thursday, and then it really is starting to pick up. A lot of traffic.
With so much buildup for the eclipse, businesses and restaurants expected to be overwhelmed with customers. They're busy, but so far, vendors say it hasn't been the gold rush they expected. Back here live, though, we are seeing a lot more people arrive here in Madras, at least over the past 6 to 8 hours. Another reason maybe these vendors haven't been as busy, a lot of the people who are coming here are camping. They brought their own food, their own water, and seem to be hunkered down in their makeshift campsites. Back to you.
They listened to the warnings of the stores running out. All right, Kyle, thank you. We know eclipse chasers are hitting the roads, but what about the skies? PDX was busy today, and for the true diehards, it will be a hot spot again tomorrow. That includes KGW's Maggie Vespa.
Yeah, good evening. That's right. We're so excited. KGW snagged a seat on the Alaska Airlines flight chasing the Great American Eclipse, which means we'll be flying west over the Pacific with some NASA scientists, some contest winners, Alaska employees to catch a glimpse in the path of totality, 35,000 feet above the Earth. And on this busy of a day at PDX, it got us thinking, who else is going to unusual heights to see the eclipse?
It's a total eclipse.
Turns out, a lot of people.
How often does that happen in your lifetime?
This morning, the arrivals gate at PDX was packed, and passengers had one goal in mind.
Extremely excited.
Even if plans beyond PDX aren't rock solid.
So we're going to pick up some camping gear and go drive up into the mountains and find a place.
So if you have no plans, the airport is promoting the roof of its parking garage as a viewing option. And for some, travel plans themselves do the trick. Barring delays or bad weather, 2 Southwest flights and 1 Alaska flight, both taking off from Portland, should give passengers a glimpse of the eclipse. And experts say in some cases, pilots can change course to get a better vantage point. That said, none will top KGW's. Looking ahead, that gets us so excited. Once again, KGW grabbed a coveted seat on the Alaska Airlines flight chasing the Great American Eclipse. Tomorrow morning, that flight takes off from here at PDX at 7:15. We will be tweeting, Facebooking, updating online throughout the morning at KGW.com. I'm Maggie Vespa reporting, KGW News.
She is going to have a great view. Okay, let's take a look at some of these live ODOT cams. Traffic totally moving smoothly. This is in Wilsonville, I-5 in Wilsonville. Let's take another look at I-5 at Ellickson Road, which is kind of in the same general area. But look at, hardly any traffic anywhere. If we can switch cameras, we can get another, there's Ellickson Road. And both directions totally moving smoothly. And our third camera should be up near Government Camp towards Madras. If you're headed that way, no problems anywhere. That is the good news. We'll see about early morning tomorrow morning. Okay, lots of folks showing off what they're up to on Twitter and Facebook this weekend. Some sarcasm to start off from Eric on Twitter saying, crazy eclipse traffic on the Sunset Freeway, and there's no cars. Okay, next up, Newt Olson, somewhere in Central Oregon. Really cool picture. He tweets his view from his eclipse campsite with a big hot air balloon in the background and his very cool teepee. Then Rick Gully on Twitter showing off this cute little guy selling lemonade in Sherwood. His sign reads, Ecliptic Lemonade and Batman Sale. It says in the middle, whatever that is. It's all for 50 cents. Very cute. And finally, Catherine says, I'm ready. Eclipse beer from Ecliptic Brewing and my Eclipse glasses are ready to go. Keep using that hashtag OREclipse and we'll feature your posts here on KGW and KGW.com. Speaking of our website, it is your source for all your eclipse questions. And remember, we'll have live coverage of the event Monday morning tomorrow starting at 4:30 a.m. with our crews fanned out across the state. Well, known for his acting, comedy, and telethons, Jerry Lewis died today at age 91. His family says Lewis died of natural causes at his Las Vegas home. He rose to fame with Dean Martin in the 1940s. Then Lewis took the iconic role of the Nutty Professor. He also gave his name and star power to the annual Labor Day MDA telethon, raising hundreds of millions of dollars for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. He was 91 years old.